Hello, and welcome back to Interstellar Podcast. This is Lexi, aka Interstellix. How you doing? How you be? I don't know what I was trying to say, but it's what it is, you know. Hope everyone has had a beautiful week or is having a beautiful week. You know, my work week for this week has ended. So today feels like a Friday for me. Yeah, and it's like right on time, you know, because my birthday is soon, like within a few hours, about 4. And also there's a new moon energy that is I just kind of tapped into. So when I say tap in, I mean like meditate. So I just did that. It was very powerful meditation, very intense energy. And I am just gonna discuss, how it feels to be, this is my last few hours to be in 23. We're kind of not gonna go into too much detail, but just kind of reflect on it a little bit. Also, we're gonna discuss whatever I channel. Honestly, like I have some topics about like the new moon. Also, this things about, like I said, this on Instagram, discipline and continue to balance other aspects of my life, and like working out the kinks and just experimenting with that, making it fit me so that I can feel happy, about just like going through life. I can help me feel more secure in life. Not saying that you're not trying to control everything in your life, whatever, but as far as like having like a general, some kind of structure, is nice, with of course equal amounts of allowing room for flexibility, allowing room for growth, evolution. I don't know that. But before I get started into all of that, I do want to have like a quick little side message towards my twin. If you have seen that, like, I don't know if you checked, but if you've seen that, like, I sent you some stuff and it was like deleted or whatever, that's only because I was still kind of traumatized about what happened last month. So the messages were just about, I even like recorded like a mini message for you on, what's the name of the shit? The unlisted video, because just like a personal message or whatever. And it was just like 20 minutes of me just telling you that I was proud. I've been kind of sensing the growth, seeing the growth, like not physically, but I'll get into that later. But you know what I mean, like I'm just proud to see that you're doing what needs to be done for yourself, and yeah, that's what that was about. I didn't want to, I wasn't trying to, it wasn't nothing crazy. I was just literally like, it just kind of got backed out, about 3 times, because I'm just like, I just don't want to deal with that again. Not saying that you would, I'm just saying, like, still it kind of scarred me a little bit. But yeah, I am proud of you. But yeah, side note over with, going back to the podcast. Yeah, man, last day of being 23, I was just like on the way to work, I was reflecting on just how far I've come, how much I've accomplished, man. And like I always say this, but my biggest accomplishment was clearing my mind, kind of cleansing myself, at least surrendering to the cleanse. This time last year I was going through a major, was like my major ego death. You know what I mean? Major just shadow work, major. Those on the Mercedes, it's major. Yeah, major. You know, and I was also on the search 808 on the time. That's crazy. I was also on a search for my purpose. I was on a search for my purpose. I was trying to save my mental. I was trying to basically stay alive. And when I mean that, I don't think my life wasn't in danger. We can be our biggest enemy, worst enemy. So that's what I mean when I say that. Yeah, I fucking got a car, even though that was in March, but I was able to, I taught myself how to fucking drive. That was in, like, I'm not even gonna lie, like, I learned how to drive when I was 22, a little bit. Like, I only had 8 hours to work with, 10 hours. I could only afford 10 hours when the recommended time is like 40 hours, whatever. And I really just, I'm just reflecting on that right now. Like, I really use those 10 hours to the best of my, to learn as much as I fucking could, you know what I mean? To try and master driving as fast as I could, and, it was only just enough to pass the test, So when I got my car, man, I was mainly winging it, I had the basics, of course, but you kind of winging it shit, and I was driving to work today and I was like, damn, Lexus, like, you just about to turn 24, man, and I already have a lot of major accomplishments, especially when it comes to freedom, not, freedom from just, the way I grew up, I'm not gonna get too much in that detail, but I really, freed myself. I had help along the way, advice. I had people to cry to, at least someone. I had, some wise people. God bless me with some people who were pretty wise. I was around a lot of older people. When I came out of high school, I started working at this corporate job where it's a lot of older individuals, older women, older black women. And I'm talking about middle age to 70s, So yeah, I was just, being helped by some of them, and whatnot. I'm just reflecting. I've really have accomplished so much. The only reason I'm thinking about the car thing is because the major accomplishment that I did was close out this major fucking cycle in March of this year, and really shedding my fear or cutting a major tie that I still had to the material shit in the world. You know what I mean? The leap of faith that was required of me. It really taught me about what true security is, what true faith, how faith can really take you a long way. um how your faith in, God, and yourself, faith in co-creating, faith in whatever, just being like you're having your needs always met, and that is the truest thing. Um that march was like a big, I'm so proud of myself for jumping, you know. And like I said, for people on the outside looking in, like they can't really understand like why I'm so like, if you look at the material shit and you look what where I'm at right now in life, on the outside, people, may judge based off because I don't look like I may have a lot going on, but especially with me having foresight and just being in constant conversation with God, and like you starting to see me work towards shit now. It I'm not even saying I'm doing everything because I know it leads me to, I mean, yes, it does lead me to where I want to be in life, or like a major like milestone or something, but I'm just, whatever idea I have, I'm just trying it. I'm not really I learned about like tying outcomes to certain things too. I feel like the only outcome that I can like definitely like definitely have like can like kind of be more sure about is rap for me, because of what I've seen in my mind's eye, like what I've seen in, what was revealed to me basically. And, that was the whole reason I pursued it, not even because of, like I said, that like material shit. I just know it's like a guarantee thing. And, yeah, man, I don't know, like, yeah, March, I really cut some major ties from like, again, karmic shit. Like the final one, it was almost like the umbilical cord, and even though I didn't know what the fuck it looked like, and I was scared that I didn't know I was gonna pay my car note, I didn't know how I was gonna eat, how the fuck I was gonna feed Saint. But now that I'm on the other side, I, like, me or nor Saint, we haven't missed a meal. And I'm not even saying that like you know what I mean, like, when I say we haven't missed a meal, like we haven't gone without food really, you know. Not every meal, like for a good minute there wasn't like a whole lot of, I was okay with, as long as I had like a sandwich that day, I was grateful for that, because I've been through worse. So you know like I was just, even then I was just like, giving thanks that I can have, like, even if it was like one slice of bread with, how you like fold it and you put like jelly like that, that's sometimes all I had, and I can go the whole day off of that, and I'm like really proud of myself, not for that, but just sticking through that shit and still trusting and whatnot, even though it got kind of scary sometimes, And when I mean scary, is more like an internal thing, because your logical mind starts to kick in, like the logical side of your mind starts to like, okay, bitch, like you got bills, you have a dog, you have a whole nother being to feed. But yeah, Saint didn't miss a meal. He probably did have to cut back on how many bowls he ate a day, but he didn't miss. And Saint doesn't really eat like that anyway. At least his own food. He want what I got, but you know what I'm saying. Like, he can survive off at least one bowl a day. And like I did have like being taken care of. Like, it doesn't look like what people may think it looks like. You know what I mean? Like the way I was able to find money to pay my phone bill, because I knew I was going to have to still find a job, but of course it was like finding a job that aligned with, you know, where I'm at in life right now, and it made sense. And you know, I had a different intentions behind it, and you know, of me working here, you know. And I still wanted, you know, like how, you know, people have to call you for interviews and shit. So I was like kind of almost tripping over, like that was like the first obstacle of how I was gonna pay my phone bill. And I'm thinking I had to work hard for it, whatever. And then I really didn't. I really just went and stood, and the way, like the finesse, the level of finesse that I did, it wasn't even me. It was nothing but God. Like the way that level of finesse was, you know, it was kind of like they opened up a pathway right quick. Like, you know, not like fast money. You know what I mean? Like it was fast money, but it was like, you know, it was like a one and done type thing. Like, here's our opportunity just right quick just to pay your phone bill. But you going back, like, you know, they like shut it down for me immediately, you know. And I was kind of back in the unknown. And then my car note, you know, same situation. I'm starting to stress because I don't want to be whatever. But then I found the money for that, and I found some more money for it, you know. So it's like, and like I said, the way the money came, like one was a blessing in disguise. Another one was me just finally going through my damn mail. You know what I mean? And it was like right after, every time I came across something like that, it was like right after I was like seeing like a message or something. And I guess that was like God's way of telling me, like, this is what I want you to start doing, you know. And it's not because of the money though, but it's more just like him trying to tell me, like, I got you, you know, which is beautiful. Like, you know, so that's been like the last few months, like in general, like from March to like just a lot of, in different ways of course, but a lot of things like situations like that have happened, you know what I mean. Don't really gotta worry about shit, you know. And being able to also, like, you know, just get closer with God and whatever, to the point where I can even, you know, I was coming across blessings like that, this even like while going through like major spiritual awakenings, you know what I mean, like waking up to myself, my true self, you know. And like fully coming to like an understanding of my destiny and whatnot. You know, it's just 23 has taught me a lot about myself. That's what mainly this is been about. Taught me about myself, how to love myself unconditionally, you know, no matter how hard it may be, you know. And to see the immediate like reward for that, for, you know, showing that type of love for myself, and seeing how much it really does matter, in order to attract like healthy shit in your life and stable shit in your life, and whatnot. And also, like, you know, this whole thing about balance, I was talking about on Instagram. I was talking about just how like I've been really, again, not being too hard on myself, but kind of being kind of self-critical a little bit. You know, like with the money I did come into in last month, I was proud of myself for the way I spent it. the way I made it last. Um, but of course, there's always room for improvement. You know what I mean? And so, like now, really, because I just don't. I'm at a point where if I'm serious about not or having something stable as far as like home life and whatnot, like I need to be practicing and establishing a stable budget, or just stable or like very healthy money spending habits, because the environment that I grew up in, a lot of it's like a lot of just spending energy. It's like a lot of misuse of it. I don't really like having to barely get by, but it's like, I'm usually, I've always been on top of my bills, so that's what, like, that leap of faith that took kind of scared the shit out of me, you know what I mean? Because I really didn't want to lose my car, or, you know what I mean? Even though that was like a potential possible thing, but usually what I had to learn was, like I said, when you're being called to take such a leap of faith, it's like God understands what you need to take care of, you know what I mean? And and how important certain, like, a car, especially in America, is like a major necessity, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I mean, you can still get around, of course. It's like, it's not the end of the world, but it's life is a lot easier, if you have your own car, in America. So especially if you're in the country or you're in the South, because outside of the major cities, it's like, I mean, I guess you can say, like, depending on the county, but you know what I mean? Like, the farther out you live from like a major city, the less efficient travel, transportation or something, I don't know, it's not as easy, or it's there's some difficulties with that, I guess, and whatnot. But again, like I said, that detachment, like, I really had to understand, like, if I lose my car, then I lose my car. It's like, I won't be the first one, or like understanding that God didn't give me that car, like knowing my situation, knowing what I was going, like what I had to deal with, and how much important having that car was, for me. So it was kind of like why would he like take that shit, I mean, unless I was like kind of getting cocky, or you know what I mean, like, like, it just didn't make sense, It's what I came to understand. Like, it wasn't like, it's just saying what they say, if it's, whatever, like, oh shit, what is it saying? What it's like, when something is kind of meant to be, or whatever, like, if my car did get taken from me or something, or if I did was like really risking repossession or something, then you know what I mean, like, it was supposed to happen that way, but the fact that it didn't, and the fact that I was like, taken care of and shit, is just like, not even just the boil it, like the car shit, it's just like an example, you know what I mean? Like, you can apply it to anything. Like, I'm just saying, like, God to take care of you, bro, period. And it, like, no matter the circumstance, it's just really about just trusting, even if you are a little scared, just being honest about that too. And like, man, forgive me if I'm a little fearful sometimes, but I trust it, you know. But yeah, man. Speaking of going back to like the balance thing, trying to work out all the kinks within finances. I'm trying to balance work, in life. I was talking about structure, you know, like I do kind of have like a sort of a routine in the morning, um, especially now that I'm working, or so on the days that I work, or in general, every morning I kind of wake up pretty early to meditate and to just, give some me time to my spirit and God, right? And without any interferences, and just kind of preparing my mind for the day, getting rid of any like you know um resentment, towards me having to go to work or something. Just kind of like releasing that, and reminding myself of why I'm doing it, and that it's not like how my approach this time, my reasoning this time isn't the way my old, the way I used to approach a job or whatever. This job, like today, for example, I was kind of like, I'm on the way to work. I was like, man, I didn't, I had to work not long, but I had a decent shift today, but it kind of flew by, you know what I mean? And I was like, on the way there, I was just like, God, just let me get through this day, like I was feeling the resentment a little bit, but I was like, let me get through this day, like, let it go by smoothly, pretty easily, whatever. And that's exactly how it ended up going, because the task that I had on hand, like, compared to my last job, like, this job is very peaceful for me. It doesn't require any like hard labor. I can allow my creative juices to flow too as I'm working. I can sometimes, like today, I can, like, I stopped and channeled a few things, and I even posted something on Intuitive Princess, and there was a guy that I met, like I walked past today, well, who walked past me. I was like helping him, and he kind of like peeped, like, how easy my job was, you know what I mean? Because I was just like, he was like, man, your job easy as hell. I was like, hell yeah. Like, I ain't never had a job so easy in my life, you know? So it's like so like free. It's almost like free money, you know? And like, yeah, I'm not working crazy ass hours. I'm not, overexerting myself, literally breaking my body down like I used to. Was in my like, heavy masculine energy. Like, no, it's like a balance, because I do work, and I don't mind getting my hands dirty, but like when I was asking God to like telling God like my intentions and like why I wanted this job in particular or whatever, I was just like, I was, my creative, like it's a lot of reasons, because I mainly was because I wanted to come out my shell a little more, whatever. But yeah, I just with me kind of changing my intentions from like, well, oh, I got this to pay, I got that to pay, oh, you know what I mean, whatever, and then change it to something that'll help me in the long run, towards, my purpose, if that makes sense. Like, this job will, even though it's like little to some people, it's an opportunity for me to grow artistically, I'm sorry, as an artist, if and as just a creative in general, someone who kind of, always quiet and whatever. It kind of does require me to, it kind of like, it does challenge my comfort zone still, despite it being peaceful, despite it being pretty easy, you know. And yeah, like I was kind of laughing to myself because I realized I was comparing it to like 2 years ago, like 2020, 2021, when I was working at another job, similar like kind of job though, but compared to the like I was working a lot more hours, you know, really overexerting myself, like using up a lot more energy for less pay, you know. And at this job, it's like I said, like the complete opposite, you know. And I don't know, like it's just I don't know, this is just proven to me though, like the importance of like again checking your intentions and making sure like, you know, you're not chasing nothing out of a lackful mindset, you know, and whatnot. And speaking of intentions, you know what I mean, it's new moon season, or new moon is in Gemini. Not direct, I don't think, but it's energy is here definitely. You know what I mean? So it is a perfect time to set intentions right now for whatever goals, you know. For me, I think, again, the major thing for me is the whole, like, balancing, like, my, you know, making sure, like, I still have, like, finding the balance between having, like, a structure, like, routine, and allowing, still, like, allowing room for, to be spontaneous, to just, again, do things without really, or, yeah, do things or just try new things that, I don't really know what I want to say, but it's kind of like there's more room from just to be more, to go off trail a little bit, you know, and it's not detrimental to my, my, like the base, plan, if that makes sense. What do I want to call it? Like the routine. Like it's not even just like a routine because I'm thinking about finances and like budgets, and I'm also thinking about just trying to incorporate like working out again. And like I love pole, I love dancing, and so I was like, I'm trying to balance like, even with that, like at the gym. Yes, I may still go to the gym. I don't know. That's still up in the air. But like right now, I really prefer pole because it doesn't feel like an exercise, you know? It doesn't feel like I'm just trying to gain super strength, you know what I mean? Or, it doesn't feel like work. I feel like it's just something like you kill two birds at one stone, it balances out the creative juices. It allows your creative juices to flow along with you can do like some emotional healing with dancing in general, you know. And then at the same time you are exercising your entire body at the same time. So it's like that's what I'm looking for, and it's not that I'm looking for pole again. It's just like I'm trying to see how to, I'm looking to incorporate it back into my routine again, kind of plan out the days I'll go, and balance that out with work. Also balancing out, making sure I have enough time to continue building this channel, Intuitive Princess Miani, rap, Interstellix in general, you know what I mean? Just trying to balance all that out, as well as trying to start to create my own little home, my own little family, not really trying to, like I said, not trying to go that far, if you know what I mean, like I'm, kids and stuff right now, but you know what I mean, like, building towards, that still, having like a love life, a healthy one. And yeah, this is just all things that I'm like, kind of is working towards thinking about right now. And that like those kind of like, are a few of my intentions for this next few weeks. Also really, I don't know, like just, making sure I have time for myself alone, like, you know, doing things that are for me only as well, and again, like that, it starts with, me going, having my little meditation moment in the morning, but I'm also talking about like, just going out by myself again. I want to like kind of, putting myself out there, you know, and whatever else. I don't know. I'm kind of blanking right now. Whenever I get the and on, I got my candle lit. I had the incense lit, and I got 2 candles lit. What does that have to do with anything? If you can chant, if you know what I mean. If you get it, like, I don't know. I don't know what the next podcast may be, because as of course, I feel like I will go into more, my thoughts will have developed a little further as like the new moon actually enters like Gemini, like, as it's like exactly, in the sign for real. But we start feeling the energy pretty early, so that's usually how these podcasts go for me anyway. Like, somehow it's always around a significant or right after a significant, like not all the time, but something in the stars be going on, and I be kind of picking up on that energy, and it's like I love the pattern now, because it's like I'm using it as confirmation now. That's so fucking crazy. I remember when I first downloaded the pattern in 2018, and I used to, even up in last year this time, when I turned 23, I was kind of using this more of like a guide. Now it's just more of like confirmation, really, because like it's crazy. But yeah, anyways, I'm not gonna keep this one too long. I do like what I've said so far, and whatever I didn't touch on or really, I can, the next podcast will be a more detailed one. I'm also thinking about, like, again, showing my face. Like, this channel will grow, maybe, I'll still want to do the podcast because it's like longer conversations, and eventually, of course, I want to have like other people on, and have like an actual discussion, not just be talking to myself all the time, but I'm thinking about, incorporating some new things, and yeah, I feel like at 24 you'll see a whole new version of me. Right now I feel like I've been kind of stepping out my comfort zone. I have been, but I feel like you'll start to see me really break some barriers, especially the barrier of being seen again, and yeah. But anyways, that's this podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you understood something that I've said. Yeah. Shouts out to 24. What is in store? I don't know. Anyways, Bye, guys. Bye.